Happy Monday. Yay, we made it. Beginning of the week. Oh my gosh. Beginning of the week already, guys, and stuff like that. Let's unpack the story. So remember, I came and I spoke about Sade Robinson. And I came and said to you guys, there's an uncivilized mutt. Met Sadie. End up dismembered Sadie. Tossed her body all over the place. Burnt her car and all of that. Didn't get too much media coverage, and now they found the uncivilized mutt guilty of murder. Okay, guys? So let's unpack the story. I came and spoke about the story already. Okay? This story happened about April the 1st in 2024. The case been happening for a while. The case has wrapped up now, and they found him guilty. So I'm coming to revisit this case and come to shed some light on this case to let you guys know that Black women is more to be killed by their peers more than any other ethnic background. And I want that to sit with you guys for a second, okay? So because I did the story already, guys, all right, I am going to try to unpack the story a little bit more, okay? So let's unpack. Good morning, and thank you for stopping by. 19-year-old Sade Robinson was excited about her first date with a new guy she met while out with friends. But they quickly turned into a nightmare when the Milwaukee college student never returning home from dinner and drinks. The very next day, April 2nd, 2024, Robinson's leg was discovered on the shores of Lake Michigan in Shuddy's Warnemount Park, her toes still coated with pink polish. Her car was found set on fire, and Maxwell Anderson, the 34-year-old man she went out with, was spotted on security cameras at a nearby bus station. On Friday, Anderson was found guilty of first-degree intentional homicide, okay, mutilating a corpse, hiding a corpse, and arson in the grisly slaying after a 2-week trial. So he mutilate the girl and chop her up in pieces. The details of this case are gruesome. Robinson was dismembered. Her body parts, including her torso and her right breast, were scattered across Milwaukee County. Her head has still not been recovered. Make that sit with you for a bit. Until now, her head hasn't been recovered. One part of her breast, one part of her foot, and all of that. So the mom and dad basically buried a body without any face, without any head. How gruesome that could be for a white man to do. But we're not surprised. We're not surprised at all. Okay? Robinson murdered stunned the community. A national conversation about the disappropriated violent Black woman face and left grieving mother fighting for more than just a conviction. Okay? Let's continue. All right? She was going on a date. On April 1st, 2024, Robinson went on a first date with Anderson at the Twisted Fisherman restaurant in Milwaukee Valley, and then the pair went to Duke's on the Water for drinks. Surveillance video would later show her vehicle in several parts of the city that night and into the early hours of April 2nd, but the teenagers were nowhere to be seen. Okay, but the teenager were nowhere to be seen, guys. When Robinson didn't show up for her job at the pizza shuttle, the next day, her co-workers called the police and reported her missing. Her mother, however, wouldn't be notified for 2 more days. Once contacted by law enforcement, Sheena Scarborough was able to assist them when tracking down her daughter's cell phone. Oh my. So imagine that she's missing. Workplace report her missing, and police never went to her mom until 2 years later. Let that sit in for a second. But we're out here still looking for Madeline, though. We're still looking for Madeline out here for almost 10 years now. But poor Sadie, that was dismembered. Mom didn't know she was missing until 2 days later. Let's unpack. Told you guys we don't really get any coverage when we go missing. Let's unpack. The mother and daughter had been tracking each other's phones for safety. Priority Scarborough had for her two daughters, especially living in the states where black women were 20 times more likely to be murdered than their white peers, according to a 2024 Columbia University report. Did you guys know that? Because every day we black women are at ends with each other. So did you guys know that black women were 20 times more likely to be murdered than their white peers, according to 2024 Columbia University report? Robinson, who was studying criminal justice at Milwaukee area technical college with dreams of joining the military, had an easy smile and a fierce work ethic, her mother said. She was just going on a date, Scarborough told Fox 6. I was looking forward to experience her adulthood with her. Both my daughters, I wanted to see what they would become. Chilling evidence unfolds in court. Maxwell Anderson brutally, calculus killed and dismembered Robinson hours after the two shared dinner last spring. Prosecutor told the jury at the beginning of the trial, he then brutally and calculus cut her up, disposed of her body parts, and burned her car. Milwaukee County Assistant District Attorney Ian Vance Corzan said. In the first days of the trial, prosecutor presenting chilling digital breadcrumbs, license plate readers, images as a man they identify as Anderson walking away from Robinson burned-out car near 30th and Lisbon. Video footage showed the peer meeting for dinner and drinks at the restaurant and then at the bar before going to Anderson home on the city's south side. Okay? And it goes on and on and on and on, guys. It's crazy to me. There was an on and off movement at Anderson House on the night of April 1st, 2024 until 12:45 a.m. on April 2nd, 2024, according to the neighbors' video presented by prosecutor. Phone records then show Robinson phone traveling around the city of Milwaukee before eventually end up apparently stationary near Warner Mount Park, where the severed leg was recovered. Guys. According to the criminal complaint, police said that they believe the leg appeared to be sawed off. My God. After Robinson went missing, her friend was able to use Live 360, a location-based service app on her phone, which allow users to share their location. Urban Milwaukee reported. The app showed the phone was near Anderson home on the city's south side on the night of the date, and then a Warner Mount Park on the morning of April 2nd, 2024. The same morning, the Milwaukee Fire Department responded to the vehicle fire on the city north side. The car belonged to Robinson. Video footage from Milwaukee County Transit System bus also formed that morning showed Anderson boarding a nearby bus shortly after Robinson's car was set on fire. Okay? I know I read the story already, guys, but I'm just giving you the whole backstory again so we can get to the guilty verdict so you guys could understand what's happening. Because I'm sure you guys are not going to go and watch the old content that I did, right? Weeks ago. Okay? Weeks later, on May 11, 2024, Robinson's right arm washed ashore in Waukegan, Illinois, according to Vance Corzan. Anderson defense attorney Anthony Cotton didn't dispute that his client went on a date with Robinson. For that, the dismembered body parts belonged to Robinson, but he argued that Anderson had no reason to kill the woman. There's absolutely no reason for Max to commit a crime like this, Cotton said during this open statement. We don't dispute any of that timeline, that they went out together and went back to Max's house, but that doesn't mean Anderson killed her, Cotton said. Anderson did not testify and his defense team did not present any witnesses. During a search of Anderson's home, while investigators did not locate any kind of glory seen in the resident, Vance Curzon said they did find a photo of Anderson's phone of Robinson laying face down on his couch and another photo that shows Robinson pants and underwear being pulled off her body. And police actually did find those pants and underwear in the trunk of her car after it had been burned, Vance Curzon said. Vance Curzon also told the jury that Warner Mount Park, where Robinson's severe leg was found, was a place Anderson had known well and a place he had called his secret beach. One does not end up going out to dinner and then going out for drinks at Water Street for a good time to be dead and cut up in pieces and discarded into the Lake Michigan unless someone intends for that to happen, Vance Curzon said. Mind you guys, in the past story that I did, one of his friends told him and testified and snitched on him that he said and planned that he planned to kill her that night. Okay? This was a first date for a black young girl, 19 years old, in college and all of that. All right? Anderson had planned to kill Robinson weeks before her death, like I told you, according to a statement from a confidential informant, like I said. Noted in court filings Fox 6 News obtained. The informant told police that when they were at Anderson's home on March 5th, he showed the informant his basement, where there was a plastic tarp covering and a sanitation sink along with the ceiling floor and a walls according to filings. The informant also noticed 3 saws. Anderson allegedly told the informant that he intended to kill Sade Robinson. He went on to say, according to the filings, that he would use a gun to force her down in the basement, and then he planned on shooting Robinson, then dismembered her body in the room before disposing Robinson's body throughout the city. A search warrant also revealed that the prosecutor believed Anderson tried to cover up Robinson's death with a text message. On the morning of April 4th, 2024, police arrested Anderson during a traffic stop near his home. He has been in custody since his arrest, held on $5 million bond. Sadie's voice gets heard. Robinson's death is not just a tragedy, it's a cautionary tale. There have been 9 domestic violence homicides in Milwaukee, and we're not sure if this man is part of it, but to me, this man is a serial killer, allegedly. This year, according to a data gathered by the Sojourner Family Peace Center in 2024, there were at least 34 domestic violence homicides, and Robinson was one of those victims. Okay? Scarborough knew she wanted to turn her pain into advocacy, which with the hope that no other mother would have to wait 44 hours to find out their daughter has been reported missing. So what did I say? Majority of the time, when we black folks goes missing, sometimes it takes months and years, days for them to take it serious and report us missing. So Sadie went on a date with this uncivilized mutt. He killed her in the same day, dismembered her body, burned up her car. She didn't showed up at work. The employer or the employees decided to file a missing report. When they filed a missing report, Sadie's mother did not know that she was missing until 2 days later. Ouch. Let's continue. Weeks after Robinson's death, Scarborough stood with her younger daughter, Adriana, who accepted her sister's posthumous degree in criminal justice from Milwaukee Area Technical College, and then she got to work. Scarborough launched Sadie Voice Foundation, a nonprofit aimed at protecting young people and supporting families enduring the unthinkable. For all of the other missing and murdered Black, Indigenous people of color, Scarborough said. Okay? The funniest thing, Sadie never got that much news clip, not much news team, but that little girl, Madeline, is still getting news feed, even new update that I did yesterday. Huh? So Sadie, who was dismembered, where her body is thrown all over, a promising criminal justice student, a promising young girl, working independent, working in college as normal society. And this man brutalized her, killed her, chopped her up, burned her car. When her co-workers reported her missing, police never reached out to her mother until 2 days later. So what do we always shout? We don't have the skin for protection, allegedly. We don't get any news broadcasts, allegedly. Madeline is still out here on airplay over 10 years now, but Sadie really is not in the news until I come and utter it to you guys. So did you guys hear about the story? I came and spoke to you guys story about this story once, and I'm coming speaking to you guys about this story twice because they found the uncivilized dog guilty of murder. All right, guys. So remember, I told you said this case been happening, and I told you I won't stop until I get to the verdict. Didn't I not tell you guys that? But now we're at the verdict. Okay, guys. Now we're at the verdict. Now we're at the verdict. They found the uncivilized dog guilty. This case been going on for a year now. Let's unpack. All right. Let's unpack, guys.
Sade Robinson.
Stop playing with your baby Sheena.
The things that black women has to go through, boys. It is true. It's crazy. I know a style.
I remember Sade is forever. She will be forever remembered as an angel, a light worker who's touched so many souls, so many lives in the Milwaukee community. She is our hero. She is forever leaving an imprint. She walked in her own path, her own light. She solved her own case. My baby solved her own case. That's how I raised my kids. We don't give up. We are fighters. I demanded justice. I stand tall. I stand affirmative. Sade will continue to walk with me daily and right beside me. Please continue to support us by walking in how you move every day. Like, live by your principles. Live in your true spirit. That's how Sade is remembered, from every job, from every stranger, from every person she touched. Her energy is just, it will be forever with us. Please continue to support the foundation, Sade'sVoiceFoundation.com. Myself and Adriana and all of the Sade's Voice angels and light workers that have been standing beside me, the whole team. We will definitely be advocating for all of the other missing, murdered, all of the other individuals in the community. I appreciate everybody in the community that's been standing beside us and by us. I know that there's a lot of other crime victim families in the community that have been outreaching me, and I had to, I have to take it one step at a time. I have to get my baby's justice first before I can be able to help maneuver and support any other crime victim families. But that's definitely going to be our mission. That's how I'm going to carry on Sade's you know, her voice. Definitely, I'll be working with Representative Sheila Stubbs. Thank you so much for being here. We're pushing for the missing and murder task force. It's mandatory. The state definitely needs it for our BIPOC women, for all women. Um, and just allow us time to just kind of grieve. I haven't really had a day to grieve since April of last year.
So guys, so like I said, so they found the uncivilized mutt. They found the uncivilized mutt guilty, okay? This case been happening from 2024, all right? At the end of the day, when you really think about it, this man is a serial killer. You don't have to ask, because for you to be chopping up this girl like that, until now, guys, they haven't found her head, just to let you know. So right now, although they found the uncivilized mutt guilty, okay, until now, they haven't found her head. Until now, they haven't found her head. He chopped her up in so many pieces till until now, they cannot find her head. Okay? So I'm going to give you the backstory. Okay? Actually, we'll get to the verdict first, and then we'll give you the backstory of this case. Okay? One second.
Stepping away from this trial for just a moment to give you the verdict in the deadly date murder trial for Maxwell Anderson. The victim is Sade Robinson. Let's go in and hear the jury's decision.
Calling State of Wisconsin versus Maxwell Anderson, case 24, CF1692, appearances.
Ian Vance Curzan and Megan Newport appear for the state along with Detective Joanne Donner.
Good morning, Anthony Cotton and Jason Finley with Max Anderson. Good morning again.
And good morning to all of you. At this point, I have received verdicts. They are in a proper legal fashion. Who is my foreperson? May I have your name and number for the record?
They're just waiting.
And you did sign these 4 verdicts and date them today?
I did.
Thank you. I will now read them into the record. As to count 1, the verdict reads, we, the jury, find the defendant, Maxwell Anderson, guilty of first-degree intentional homicide as charged in count 1 of the information.
The old dog.
As to count 2, we, the jury, find the defendant, Maxwell Anderson, guilty of mutilating a corpse as charged in count 2 of the information. As to count 3, we, the jury, find the defendant, Maxwell Anderson, guilty of arson of property other than a building
Look
as
at the
charged in count 3 of the
uncivilized mutts.
information. As to count 4, we, the jury, find the defendant, Maxwell Anderson, guilty of hiding a corpse as charged in count 4 of the information. At this point, I will poll the jury. What that means is as follows. I'm going to have the first juror stand in the back row on the far right. I'm going to ask you your juror number, and I'm going to ask you, well, stand and your juror number?
45.
Juror 45, were these and are these your verdicts? Yes. Thank you. Next juror.
Juror 23.
Juror 23, were these and are these your verdicts?
I don't need to drag it out anymore, do I? So you guys got the drift. You guys got the whole ish and ash, guys. Seriously. So this man went on a 1 date with this black girl. I don't know. Listen, date who you want to date. Love who you want to love. It's up to you when you mix and mingle with all different races if you can. It's up to you what you want to do now. But this man, she ended up a good college girl. I'm sure there was other people looking like her at school. She didn't date them. She went to go date this uncivilized mutt that's way older than her. She was 19. The uncivilized mutt was in his 30s. Uncivilized mutt never have no education. Basically, he was working in a bar. She's the one who was in the college. Date the uncivilized mutt. Uncivilized mutt brought her to the house after the 1 drink, after the little food. And then after that, he brought her down to the basement, dismembered her, chopped her up in pieces until this day that they found him guilty. From 2024 April when he chopped her up and killed her until today that I'm speaking to you now, the mother, the father, the police cannot find her head. That's why I came back on the story. So how come nobody ain't talking about it? How come ain't nobody talking about the story that Sade Robinson, until now, they cannot find the little girl's head. Until now, they cannot find the little girl's head. Okay, guys? So let me give you a little bit of the backstory of what occurred here. All right? Because I'm sure I told you guys about this already. Hopefully you guys were listening. Let me meet you guys.
Gruesome discovery.
It's shocking.
Listen.
I've never covered anything like this before.
Listen,
no
guys.
human deserves this. We're finding body parts everywhere.
Listen.
Before we knew anything, people immediately started shouting serial killer.
Of course he's a serial killer.
You know, you go on a first date with somebody.
I'm a serial killer.
You have to worry about. It's the worst feeling a mother could ever have.
Yeah, man. The guy's a serial killer, guys. The guy's a serial freaking killer. Okay?
Milwaukee is also known, though, for some serious systemic
Racism.
issues.
Yep, of course.
We're one of the most, if not the most, racially segregated city in the entire country. And we're one of the most bifurcated in terms of income. Closer to the...
Did you hear that just now? I want you guys to hear me just now. Did you guys hear what the man said? It's the most racist city you can think about. One of the most racist city, Milwaukee. So now you see why when she was reported missing, the police took 2 days to go tell the mom, hey, your daughter didn't show up at school. Hey, your daughter didn't show up at work. Hey, your daughter. But yet still 10 years later, they're still looking for Madeline. 10 years later, the world is still looking for Madeline, but yet still Sade Robinson, a promising black girl, couldn't get a great look for. Could you imagine? Let's continue to unpack the story. Quick and fast, all right?
We have people of very high income, professional class people. And then as you go west of the interstate, you have more working class people.
There are pockets of poverty, abandoned buildings, there's high crime that often occurs in the most historically disadvantaged parts of the city.
It's really the tale of two cities.
Forward. Okay, we're gonna forward.
April
Right here.
along the southern shore of Lake Michigan in Milwaukee County.
Right over my shoulder is the access to Lake Michigan, which was
Back it up a little bit, sorry.
Major news story that you could have happening in one day. Or so we thought.
Listen.
The news day took a turn. Halfway through the day or so, we get a note from the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office.
Some breaking news tonight and an investigation underway after a bizarre discovery.
A park goer had spotted a severed human leg in a park along the southern shore of Lake Michigan in Milwaukee County.
right over my shoulder is the access to Lake Michigan, which was blocked up until now. So here's what we know. The Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office says the leg was found in or near the water today at the park. It was east
I
of the
blank you
golf
guys out
course
because I don't want a
by the
copyright
pump
strike,
house.
guys.
A 12 News camera captured detectives looking near the shore in that area.
Mormont Park is in Cudahy. It's a working class, blue collar suburb south of the city of Milwaukee, not associated with crime in any way.
Mormont Park is a very popular spot. People jogging, people walking their dog, bike riding. It's one of those spots that has these dramatic cliffs.
And that boy seems like he was a racist too, allegedly. Because for you to just go on a date with a black girl and just chop her up like that in pieces and then dismantle her body all over the place. Until now, we can't find her head. You're one racist, uncivilized dog. You didn't really want to date her. You just wanted to kill her. You just wanted, you had that fantasy like most of these women out here that they have fantasy over a black man. You just had a fantasy to do your way with a black woman and then chop her up. Because 1 week prior, in March, your friend came and told the whole world that you showed him downstairs, you showed him the saw, and you told him you were going to kill that girl. And that uncivilized mutt as well never even went to the police. So I wonder what they charge him for. Let's continue.
Warnemont Park's steep cliff.
Listen.
In or near Lake Michigan's roaring waters. Investigators say a park-goer spotted a bizarre sight, a severed leg.
This story is much more intense than what I typically cover on a day-to-day basis. Working in Milwaukee, you learn to expect the unexpected, but that was still something that you don't see every day.
Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office immediately determining the leg belonged to a human. But who?
Yeah, I definitely have thoughts about like their family and stuff. Like, oh, I wonder who it is. Could it be somebody we've known in the past? How is their family doing? I know they're gonna want answers.
The discovery prompting countless questions from those like Nathan Mendoza, the South Milwaukee resident visiting the nearby park Wednesday.
A lot of questions tonight.
It's shocking to hear that there's a body part anywhere. Was this an accident at Wild Animals or something?
Nope, it's a serial killer. They're civilized much.
Natural causes.
Your mind immediately goes to who does it belong to? That doesn't sound like something that's an accident. Something very serious has happened. When news of the severed leg discovery started to spread, immediately the community was worried for their safety.
Yep.
People were wondering if
There's a
the
serial
person
killer
that committed the crime was still out there. It's something that in a city that remembers Jeffrey Dahmer all too well really gets people's attention and gets them scared.
It's not something people want to talk about, but it's certainly in our historical memory.
Let's fast forward a bit, okay? A bit.
The images are seared on Milwaukee's psyche. Dedicated to
Commercial, give me a second.
Lisbon. Immediately, her coworkers knew that something was wrong. She wasn't the type of person to just not show up to work without letting anyone know.
Milwaukee police say 19-year-old Sade Robinson vanished Monday. That's also the day her mother, Sheena Scarborough, last heard from her.
I am Sheena Scarborough, the mother of Sade Robinson. A lot of people were attracted to her. She was a very beautiful young lady. Early 2024, Sade had been working so hard, working her 2 jobs, so close to graduating, and she was about to receive her Associate of Arts degree. She also was dedicated to wanting to join the military and the Air Force. We are a military family.
She has been known to be a go-getter, a very...
And they are a military family, and look how they were treated. And they're military families, and look how they're treated. So when you guys are running up and down, jumping that you guys want to be in the military, even that situation with that baby father, that girl who's always hollering about her baby father online, he's in the military, Yo, people are in the military family and they suffer this way. Their family member went missing and police never cared until to come and reach out to the mom 2 days. This is a military family, and their daughter is dismembered and dismantled all over Milwaukee. And until now, because of their military background and all of that, her body parts, her head, still cannot be found. So regardless if you're military or not, regardless if you're this or not, once you're this color, most likely, most of the time, especially in Milwaukee, that they said in the first part, Milwaukee is a part that is a racist city. I didn't say it, if you watch this live over, you hear the news station tell you guys how Milwaukee is. So until now, you see her head with her eyes. Until now, they haven't seen her head and her eyes. This case was in 2024. The trial had been going on in 2025. The trial wrapped up a couple days ago where they found the uncivilized mutt guilty. Guys, look at her. Until now, the mom don't have her head. Until now, the police don't have her head. They don't only have on her body more down, and they're all in pieces. So we're not even sure if everything is hers. To be honest, let's unpack.
Personality. She's a hard worker. She had her own apartment. Her coworkers say she was great with the regular customers.
So I was planning on doing something big with her the summer of 2024 after her graduation to celebrate. We were planning to go to Hawaii, and this was just the beginning of her life.
So now you guys hear people, it's crazy to me, all right? Keep on listening.
March 31st, 2024, it was Easter Sunday. We spent the day at my parents' house. I remember the girls pulling up and I cooked dinner for everybody. And we just spent the evening talking, laughing, just catching up with each other, just family time. And I remember it became evening and I know they had to go both get ready for school the next day. And I remember hugging them and my parents hugging her, Sade and Adriana, and them leaving. That was our day on March the 31st, the last time I see my baby. There were no signs or anything. And then here it is, the detective at my door.
2 days later.
My daughter's car has been burned. Are you freaking kidding me? What is her car doing? Where is she at?
So we're not going to drag out the story at all because I really don't want a copyright strike. If that uncivilized mutt never burned the car, I don't think people would even go and look for her. If he did just chop her up like that and just throw her body all over, because remember, until now, there's no head. So they couldn't even do a dental record on her to see who she was. Okay? Even if they did a DNA test on her, who would they compare that DNA test to when her mom knew 2 days later that her daughter's car was burned up? Her daughter was missing. So if it's the car that basically I would think identify her, because once you see the car is burned up and you go look up the car and go find the VIN number or anything of that sort, you say, okay, it's Sade Robinson car. Because it's going to come up in her name if it's in her name, or if it's in her mom's name, it's going to come up and then the mom is going to be like, yep, that's my daughter's car. So I'm just going to shout out this again to you guys. Just don't send you guys kids outside because they're big. Oh, they're big woman, they're big man. And don't hug them and say, I'll see you next time. You don't know when it's going to be the last time. Us in the black community believe that because our children are 19, they're big woman and big man and they should do anything they want to do, date who they want to date without any caution. So it's good to date who you want to date and love who you want to love. It doesn't matter what color. But at times when they end up killing us, it doesn't work out. At times when they bury us and we go missing, it doesn't pan out. Okay, guys? So it's troubling and disturbing. Let's listen to a little bit more from my mom, and then we're going to unpack the rest of the content, okay? Quick and fast.
When you're talking to someone who has a missing loved one, obviously your hope is that they're going to be found safe and reunited with their family. When Sheena told me that her car was found burned in this area of town that's known for dumping, it was hard not to immediately think that something had gone terribly wrong.
Anyways.
I turn on the news and then I see.
So we're not going to drag it on at all, and we're not going to drag it on. We're just going to unpack some more stuff. So did you hear about the story? Did you hear about this promising black girl met this uncivilized mutt guy who was a white guy?
Attention Canadians aged 45 and over. This month.
And he decided to chop her up in pieces and dismembered her body, throw her body all over the place like it was sand coming from a beach. Until now, we don't know where Sade Robinson's head is. Although she's buried, although the case wrapped up, although they find him guilty, we still don't know where her head is. So I want to know why the uncivilized mud sit down here for almost a year in the trial and don't open his dirty, uncivilized serial killer mouth and say, okay, this is where her head is. Dirty dog, you're not going to talk? These are the things that I'm talking about, guys. These are the sad part about it I'm talking about. Anyways, Sade Robinson, father, speak about the situation, okay? Remember, this girl come from a home that she has her mom and dad. This girl come from a home that she have her grandma and grandma. You really don't find that in the black community. And their family, great, their family, everything, their military family. And look what happened out here. Not hardly no news coverage with this one. Okay? So let's unpack all the way in Milwaukee. All right? Okay?
Jessica, we're following breaking news in the trial of Maxwell Anderson. He has been found guilty on all counts of murdering Sade Robinson. I want to get right out. Sade Robinson's father is speaking to Arbria Jones. That interview is happening right now, so let's listen in.
But my daughter shouldn't have had to go through this at all.
What would you say, because I'm saying your different emotions, you've been very composed. What are your nights like now? Are you able to sleep? Do you think you'll finally be able to rest at this point?
I don't know. I ask myself, what is normal?
Exactly. Right?
You know, what does normal feel like? With the thoughts I have and the visions I have, how can life be normal? So I don't even know what normal is or how to feel or how to think.
Is there anything that upset you? I know there were some certain things that they kind of mentioned during the trial about Sade. Is there anything that you wanted to dispute, or is there anything that you felt was below the belt or tarnishing of your daughter's reputation?
And the singing in the background, to be honest.
There's no way you can tarnish that because your reputation speaks for itself.
I kind of forward it up, guys, because the music in the background.
They did try to make certain innuendos or whatever, but my daughter was a good person. She's always been, always. You know, so what is what people see. You know, people see who you really are. You know, bad people can do good things, and good people can do bad things. But if you're a good person that does good things, it resonates with everybody.
Thank you so much for sharing with me. I can't ever tell. I'm like, I don't ever know if you're crying, if your eyes just glossy. If there are tears, what are they saying?
I never even knew it was possible to cry this much. And I've never been an emotional person. Sometimes I'm in my car going to work in the morning and I just start crying. It's no method to the madness. I can't control it. I think the last interview we did, you said I was crying. I didn't even know I was crying. I don't even remember half the interview. I don't know.
Well, thank you. Is there anything that you want to add? Is there a special message? Do you feel like Sade was with you? Is there anything?
Could you imagine that you bury your daughter and until now you don't have her head? Could you imagine? Could you imagine that your promising daughter went on a date, one date, and the uncivilized invited her back to the home, and she ended up going to the home? Black women, young girls, the best place to meet a guy is where you meet him in a restaurant and those places, and that's it. At times, you just can't go back with some of these guys. You have to feel them out first, and sometimes you feel them out first, and they're still a serial killer. Not only that, Milwaukee is full of racism. So I'm not saying everybody in Milwaukee is racist, but at times if you know it as a black person, you have to be mindful because see, she was missing for 2 days and mom didn't know until 2 days. This story never got too much highlight at all, but this case been out here running. That a black girl went on a date with an uncivilized white guy. One date, and he ended up dismembered her. Tossed her body all over Michigan water and state. And until now, we can't find her head. Until now, they don't know where this little girl head is. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? So we want to go here. All right, let's hear what the attorney had to say.
First and foremost, we'd like to thank the jury. We'd like to thank the judge. We'd like to thank the community for stepping forward and helping us locate her remains. We'd like to thank them for having patience with the family and for their support. It has been a long year. It has been a moment of grief that no parent should have to bear, and that this family has endured. They've held their heads up high as they've sat through this trial. There were moments of weakness, there were moments of anger, there were moments of frustration, and throughout all of that, they were victorious in seeking justice. That was the most important thing to them, and we are appreciative to this community for supporting them in that. And as we move forward, we will be seeking legislation to help prevent this from happening in the future, to support women who are sex trafficked, who are kidnapped, who are put in positions where they are vulnerable, and where the system right now does not put forth enough effort to seek and find them before it gets to the point that they are missing.
Yep.
We want a situation where when someone steps forward and says that someone is missing, immediate actions are able to be taken. We want a better system for communicating and for women knowing how to communicate when they feel like someone's missing, and what the next step is for someone to do. That's something that should be taught to students, for them to be aware of how to react when they see a friend in trouble. I know that we would not have gotten to this point if it wasn't for the young women who saw the car on fire, stepping forward and saying something and calling attention to what they saw.
I told you.
It took a village for this to happen. And for that...
So did I not utter that? If nobody saw that car was burnt, nobody would have located that it was Sade Robinson car. Remember, he chopped her up. Remember, he chopped her up in pieces and dismembered her body all over. So you would have to play mismatch to find her body. And if you chop up her body parts and throw her here and there, and no head and no face, who would you identify this lady's body to? And even if you have her body pieces, who would you compare her to? Who would you go get the DNA to compare to who? Who would you match it to? Because remember, she's in pieces, and nobody would have known she's missing until the family members start to say, okay, my daughter is missing, and maybe that would have fell on deaf ears, allegedly in Milwaukee, with the racism that goes on there. Okay, guys, I didn't say it, the news said it. Okay, guys, so at the end of the day, I'm just out here shouting and bringing awareness of this case. Black woman, be mindful. Black woman, beware. Woman overall, beware of these men that you're meeting for one date. Okay?
Person to be caught for this crime and for Maxwell Anderson to be convicted. It was many people who came forward and took those steps, but we also need to know how to take those steps. What actions should be taken when you see evidence? How do you collect evidence? What evidence should be collected and how to preserve it? Those are things that we are not taught that are necessary for our judicial system to function properly. And I believe we have representatives here. So she's somewhere over here. Here she is. She is.
So we're not gonna drag it out, guys. So I'm assuming now that you guys got it. You guys understand what's going on. Okay. You know, at the end of the day, when you really think about it, this man is found guilty. The uncivilized mutt. I'm gonna do a different picture when I come off the live. I just had to find that picture just to upload the live or to get the live going. But I'm gonna change the picture and put her side to side with the uncivilized mutt and all of that, guys. So I just had to come and tell you guys, at the end of the day, guys, you know, this case is over. I came and spoke to you guys about this case. I told you guys as soon as we found out anything about this case, I'm going to come again and say to you guys, the case is over. We have got to a guilty verdict. They found the uncivilized mutt guilty for dismembering this black girl, for killing this black girl, and deposit her body all over Milwaukee or Michigan like she was garbage. Didn't you guys not heard about this case of Sade Robinson, a promising black girl, college and all, criminal justice and all, military family and all? You didn't hear about this story? Well, I'm here to tell you guys about the story. That's why I keep on saying there's so much things going on in this world other than mix up and people who are not reaching anywhere mix up. Seriously, so much people out here that you guys could turn your attention to, but you guys fail to. You guys always at it, turning you guys' attention to some of these waste matters that don't need you guys' attention. Seriously, let's continue. Let's unpack. So we get to understand a Columbia senator was going to be running for the next job presidential race, and he was shot by a 15-year-old boy all the way in Colombia. Let's unpack, okay? So if you guys didn't hear about the story here about this Colombian man running for this, and then this is what happened here, okay? So this is it, all right? And he was shot. He was shot by a 15-year-old child right here, and they vowed to do all kind of things. Watch, listen. Listen. Mighty
Colombian
God.
presidential hopeful and Senator Miguel Uribe was shot while holding a rally in the capital, Bogota. Emergency services rushed him to the hospital, and authorities have detained one person, a 15-year-old, and are now offering up to $700,000 for further information on the attack.
The question now is how the different political factions react, the effect that this assassination attempt will have on the presidential race, and the tone with which the president and the ruling party take this further.
Uribe's family has witnessed the violence in the past, when his mother, the noted journalist Diana Turban,
the ruling party.
Okay, guys. We're not gonna drag out all of that, because you know when you guys get over here, there's all kind of things that we show on this content. Okay, I just can't come out and just give you guys of all of that. All right, so yeah, so the teenager boy decided to go and kill and go and try to assassinate that man. These 15-year-old nowadays days are running wild. Bring us to breaking news. A teenager boy has been killed again in the city of shooting every day, guns out this morning. Are you kidding me? Breaking news.
We're going live now to the scene of last night's fatal shooting in the West End. Police are providing an update. We will listen in.
I'm Detective Sergeant Philip Campbell with the Homicide and Missing Persons Unit. I will be providing an update on the shooting that occurred here last night. Yesterday evening, just after 10 p.m., officers responded to a call for a shooting in this area. Callers reported that a male had been shot and the suspect fled the area. When officers arrived, they located a male victim with a gunshot injury. The victim was transported to hospital by Toronto paramedics. Unfortunately, the male was pronounced deceased in the hospital.
Of course. Oh, no.
This investigation is still in the very early stages. What I can tell you is that the victim is a male in his teens. I do not have any suspect information to provide at this time. Officers are currently on scene gathering evidence, canvassing for video, and speaking with witnesses. We can understand how concerning incidents like this are to members of the community. We want to assure the public that we are dedicating all necessary resources to this investigation to find those responsible.
Do I need to drag this out anymore? I don't know where you guys get all of these illegal guns from. I'm not sure what are you guys trying to prove in this world. I'm not sure what turf you guys are fighting over, because most of these turf that you guys are fighting over, if it's housing, it belongs to the government. And for your mama and daddy to stay there, for you guys to stay there busting those kind of guns, your mama and your father is living off of taxpayers' money who's out there working. You understand what I'm saying? So people are already giving you guys a favor. People are already giving you handouts. People are already doing you guys a favor to make sure there's a roof over you guys' head most of the time. And that's all you guys do by paying people back by shooting on the whole place and make it seems like this place is Wild Wild West with all of the illegal shootings. What do you guys get out of this? What do you guys get out of this other than you guys' mom is there running around looking for bail money? You guys' mama is sitting in the court saying that you guys are a good kid. And then you guys are there running up your guys' mama Bell Canada phone for collect calls. What else do you guys get out of all of this shooting? Anyways, let's move on. Let's run on. Okay, guys? Quick and fast. Let's run on. Let's move on. All right? From there, guys, we also want to talk about this here. One second. We're going to talk about some other things. Give me a second. So we want to talk about Diddy trial. Remember this interview that I don't know how this girl is so messy. But remember this interview that this girl did, Tasha K did in regards Gina. Gina came out and told the public that she knew about Cassie and Cassie knew about her. And you notice that majority of the women them that Diddy take up is this Oriental, Asian looking woman. And I'm not being rude, and I'm gonna say allegedly. Why you think majority of these men pick up these women? Because they say they're always in the sex industry. Why you always think that some of these white men go to the Philippines? Because they always say this is what they're going for these girls. What is so disturbing and troubling for me in this whole thing, we found out that Gina was 22, same as Cassie was about that age. We found out that Gina was already had a child and she was 22 dating a big man. We get to understand that she was upset and jealous because she couldn't go to places where Diddy brought Cassie. So the question I ask, if you're not a singer and Cassie's a singer, how are you going to go with Diddy? Okay? Then we get to understand Diddy told her to play her position. So didn't I not say to you that these girls know their position? They know what position they're playing. They know who come first, second, and third, and they're just out and shouting because the money all dried up. So a lot of women out here end up volunteering to be victims because they want to claim that bag. They want that fast money bag for dating some of these rich people who are going to do them worse than how dogs get treated out here. So she claimed in this whole interview that she had 2 abortions and he's trying to pay her $50,000 for one of the abortion, and she ended up doing 2 abortions and he just basically kicked her to the curb. So did you guys remember this Gina interview that Tasha K did 5 years ago and re-uploaded now through the Diddy trial? Tasha is real messy and disgusting at times, but what can we say?
I was with another man, so he kind of left me alone. But then I ran into him again February 2014.
Okay, and this was in Miami?
In Miami.
All right. And so what was that conversation like in Miami when you guys met up again for the second time and you weren't with a man?
I don't think when we met in Miami, I don't think he remembered me from Vegas.
Okay.
He doesn't remember that.
Okay.
Until I told him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So what did he say? It was like serendipity or something?
He said he remembers it vaguely, but not really. So, but
Gina, this is the girl Gina.
I was with a friend. I was visiting a friend in Miami. She had moved to Miami from Nebraska, and I was visiting her. And
give me a second. I wanna get to the fourth. Let me see if I could get to the 14 part. If this not what I want, I don't know if it's maybe it's this part. 1 second. Listen. 1 second.
So, obviously, you terminated baby one.
What did I say? Listen.
Because you loved him.
Listen.
How long after you guys started dating is when did the physical abuse start?
Listen.
The first time it ever happened, which was not even like that long into the relationship, because I met him in February, and then it was probably like the beginning of May, because we were at
4 months.
Meek's Mill's birthday.
Okay.
He had like a mansion party, and we went, but while we were there, I was sitting here, and then Puff, and then Meek, but I was like covered with like a stand or something, like probably says like happy birthday Meek or something like that, but it's like a little stand that like was covering me, because there was like a lot of cameras and stuff there. So it was like me, Puff, and Meek. Puff had like leaned forward to like talk to somebody, say hi or whatever. And so I turned over to Meek and I said, happy birthday. He put his hand out and then he was like, thank you. So I reached his hand and shook it. And as I shook Meek's hand, he turned around and saw it and he got so mad.
Wow.
And you pulled your hair and all of that.
We probably like stayed like 20 minutes after that happened. And then when we got in the car, he like grabbed my hair. We were in the one of those Escalade trucks.
Okay.
So I was sitting on this side, he was on the other side, and he like grabbed my hair and like cussed me out for doing that. He was like, "Why the fuck can I cuss?"
Yeah.
He was like, "Why the fuck you shaking his hand for like just."
So
stuff
it was
that.
just like a jealous rage.
Yeah, I was like, I was just saying happy birthday, nothing else. I think he thought I was trying to be sneaky.
So I'm not dragging out that. So did you remember that interview with Gina 5 years ago? Gina's supposed to be, I think, number 2 witness, the one that is missing. Gina, they claim, isn't it? So they claim that Gina maybe got some kind of hush money of some story. But Tasha K is very messy because there's so many people like Weinstein and Epstein and all of those, and Tasha K never did nothing on them. But when it comes to R. Kelly and the other black men, them Tasha K stand right here like a demon. Right here. Full pledge, full force. Remember this interview was 5 years ago. Why bring up the interview now? She knows what she was dealing with. That girl said in the same interview, she know what position she was playing. I wrote it down, guys. I think it's in my phone because I kind of screenshot it, even the timing, but I don't want to drag it out. Tomorrow when I get back, tomorrow when I get in, I am going to come and play that part full force to make you hear what I've been saying a couple days ago. These women know their position that they're playing. A lot of these women on earth know that they're not the first, know that they're not the second woman, know that they're not the number one, but they find themselves right there no matter what. This girl said in this whole interview that she had to just play her position. What position is that? You're not a singer. You're not his secretary. You're not his helper. You're not his cleaner. You're not his babysitter. So the only position you would have to play would be in the bedroom of being that loser. The way I see it, shit on, piss on me, open your mouth, let me piss some more. That would be the position. Okay, not only that, this girl in the same interview, this girl that said that Cassie reached out to her more than once and told her to leave Diddy alone. When they asked her, did you know that Diddy was with Cassie? Yeah. Did you know that Diddy had more girls? Yeah. Do you know the name of the girls? And she named about 7 of them. So tell me no. What would make me know every day when I'm out here talk about pretty me, pretty this, pretty. Look how nice she is. But she did settle to be number 9, number 10, number 11, number 12, number 13. Almost. Because in the same interview, I am going to record it, guys. I'm going to record the part that she said she played her position. And I'm going to record the part that she named out all the women that Diddy was having her with. So this man never really loved nobody, really. Not only that, he made her did 2 abortions. Probably made Cassie did couple abortion too, allegedly. But how come he had the babies then with the black woman? So does Puff Daddy believe, like the Asian people most of the time, to keep their money in their family or in their culture? Because why other women didn't tell him to do an abortion, but with Kim Porter, he has the baby, he has the kids with Kim Porter. Why? He didn't want to share his wealth? Why? A lot of times when a man realizes that you're no-go, they won't make you have any children for them. And you know the saddest part? Everybody's like, oh yeah, he made her do an abortion. Let me ask this question. If she's 22, girl don't have no job. Girl don't have no job. Girl is waiting for a rich man like Diddy to pay her bills. Remember he said? In this interview, she said, oh, he just recently cut me off and blah, blah, blah. So majority of these people were getting their rent paid by this man. So that's why they stayed, because of the money. As soon as the money dried up, allegedly, they're ready to come out here and tell tales. Okay? Not saying that there's no victims out here. There's victims out here, but a lot of time women volunteer to go get the bag, and when they get volunteer lick and kick, they're out here and they cry. You understand what I'm saying? Not only that, this girl said that she never lived with Diddy. She claims that Diddy was gonna go to that party. You know that party in the desert, that man party in the desert where you can't have your phone, no service, nothing, and that place got washed away the other day. That Sodom and Gomorrah place that they were gonna go in a desert to go. Well, apparently she said that Diddy were going to that desert party and she had to go home. So if this is a 22-year-old young girl when Diddy met her, she already had a kid. Why would Diddy give her 2 more children on top of it? Where would the income come from? Diddy? So what if Diddy did walk away? Oh, I see. So let me have a baby for Diddy and then I'll be set for the rest of my life until this child is 18. Really? So let me tell you about some of these girls, allegedly. Some of these Asian girls, they date rich white men. It's a fluke more time where they will pick up a black man because the black man have money. But majority of the time, allegedly, white men, black men, all kind of men goes to the Philippines and some of these Asian country because they know exactly what they could go get for their money. So the question becomes, when she was getting all of these bucks and lick, where was her parents? She already had a baby and she was 22 at the time. Where was her parents? So did he just go around and pick up all of these Oriental Asian girls for no reason? That's his preference. Why is it his preference? Go and ask a lot of people, why is these people their preference? So I just kiss my teeth and pass. So Tasha K is very messy to know that you did this interview 5 years ago and re-upload it now that the man is in trial. You're real messy, boy. Messy as in the word messy as hell. Okay, guys? So I'll come back with that backstory. Not blame him. They're not saying Diddy not supposed to go to jail, but most of these girls know their position, volunteer to be in their position, and know what they were up for. I know that as soon as you slip, no more rent going to be paid, no more money, and then sooner or later you would have to find a next money bag out here to carry on with your life, because majority of these girls, and Tasha K should have asked her, when you met Diddy, what kind of job you were doing? And then she would tell you why Diddy pick her. So a lot of these girls were out here doing nothing decent. That's why most of these men pick them, because they're not out here going to school. They're not out here doing nothing other than selling front, allegedly. Anyways, moving, running on, unpacking this content. Okay, guys? So let's get in the phone and wrap up this live. It's almost time for me to go. So let's wrap up this live because I gave you guys an hour. So let's wrap up this live quick and fast. We want to drag out the next one that they have up in jail that Tasha K did all kind of interview about. R. Kelly earns new platinum awards while incarcerated. Jesus. So they say you cannot take out the bird out of the singer. They say that you cannot take out his gracious voice out of his voice, out of his vocals, because the man can sing like hell. It's just because the man was illiterate, the man get tied up, they eat off all his money, and he never have a proper defense team, so he went down all the way down. R. Kelly earns new platinum award while incarcerated. Oh my, is that a good look? Can you guys give somebody a platinum reward if he's incarcerated for touching young girls? Let me hear you shout in the comment section. Moving on, running on. Okay, guys? From there, let's talk about some other things. From there, we end up here. Beyonce, Solange, her mother, has been on a Monarch book tour. Okay? And not only that, she opened about her relationship with her 2 famous daughters, Beyonce and Solange. Also struggles she faces with one of her girls who said she needs her space. So the girls them say, come on, lady, I need my space. Bye. Oh, no. When you're telling your mom you need your space. Ouch. Let's move on quick and fast. Wrapping up this live, guys. Wrapping up this live. Not only that, guys, from there, we want to talk about here. Harvey Weinstein, he regrets and acted immorally as he awaits verdict in New York rape trial. Oh, my. So I'm talking about, so there's many rape trials out here, but nobody not talk. Okay? Not only that, guys, if you're looking for a package from DHL, oh my yikes, DHL workers across Canada adding parcel sector 12 miles, strike, lockout, no more parcel, me not deliver none. Right here. So are you looking for your parcel from DHL? Well, DHL said, I'm sorry, I'm not delivering none. I'm on strike, move. Right there. DHL come out with the strike and said strike on top of strike on top of strike, breaks on top of your parcel, no deliver service, right yes or no. Okay? So look out if you have a problem with DHL. This is what you're out to. Right there and right now. Okay, guys? Moving on, running on. What else I gotta tell you guys? Remember we were talking about this case with this black girl. Guy dismembered her. They wrap her up, dismembered her. The case is wrapped up. They found the guy guilty. Until now, they can't find her head. Him chop up everything, dismember her all over Michigan. This was in Milwaukee in April 2024. The case finished. Verdict come out. They found him guilty, but they cannot find her head. But her body's buried anyway. Oh no, what a tragedy. What an uncivilized mutt. Let's continue. Anyways, from there, guys, we want to drop this. Buying a $50 Gucci bag for fun is a betting fraud. So just remember nowadays, if they catch you with these fake items, you're going to jail. If they catch you with these fake items now, you'll be in hot problems. So be careful buying the knockoff, please, and thanks. Okay? Running on, kiss me teeth and pass like literally. You buy what you can afford. Some people will shout, nice and clean and cheap. How about that? Anyways, running on, moving on, man, right here. Okay, so right here they tell you don't buy any Gucci bag, please and thanks, right there. All right, so I had to show you guys that right here. So remember I said to you that the Colombian president was shot by a 15-year-old child. This is it. A political arrival. Colombian president vows to hunt down mastermind behind shooting of the political rival after a 15-year-old got arrested by shooting this man. Where does this little boy get gun from? Somebody paid him to do it the way I see it. Okay, guys. And from there, we want to talk about this. Kenya police suspended over death of man in custody for online posts. So there's a man in your custody dead. You don't find out why he's dead. You don't call his family member yet, but you post his image online. Are you dumb? Are you stupid? What's wrong with these officers nowadays days? Where's your empathy and sympathy? Like, gosh, are you that dumb? Well, if you're dumb and you're donkey of the day, we're just going to shout out, hee-haw. Anyways, guys, wrap up this live. Thank you for stopping by. It's a pleasure as always. And don't forget to like and subscribe and share. And for those who always come and watch the content, big up. See, people might, see, I get the stuff them working again, guys. Yeah, big up your nice, clean self. And for you, I'm going to leave this one with you. Watch your thoughts. Watch your thoughts for they become words. Watch your words for they become action. Watch your action for they become habits. Watch your habits for they become your character. Watch your character for it becomes your destiny. What we think we become, right? That's all. Okay, guys? And at the end of the day, big respect for those who always come and watch the content, okay? And a big thank you for those who always come watch, no matter what time I come. For those who's having a happy birthday, big up your nice, clean self, enjoy, but don't enjoy too much. And for those in my life who always, to the people in my life who make me smile, love me, and support me and bring me joy, I thank you and I respect you. And for the rest of the people who always come and enjoy the live, peace and love until I see you guys another time.